This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2021 Flagstaff Super Lite, model number 529 IKRL. That would be Island Kitchen Rear Living. Okay, so this is not a floor plan video or a sales video. It's just I'm just going to go around and show you some of the features and how they work. It's for people who are new to this particular model or new to RVing especially, okay? So here we are on the outside, of course. So this is the door side, and I'm headed towards the rear here. So you have power stabilizer jacks here. So one switch controls both rear jacks, okay? Obviously you have your landing gear in the front because this is a fifth wheel. Okay, now let's start right here. This is just a place to hook up your sprayer hose. You get a coiled hose with a sprayer pistol grip type end on it, and you can use this to clean off kids and dogs and feet and bicycles or motorbikes or whatever you got. Okay. All right. Now you have two awnings on this trailer. As you can see, they're both power awnings and they're both lighted with an LED strip. You have outside speakers, and you have a TV hookup. You can see you have a mount here, and you've got power here, and then you've got signal out there. So you can hang a TV out there. Also, you have a grill inside, or it's a griddle, I guess you would call it. And basically it hangs out, there's a rack, it hangs on the rack, and then you have an LP line with quick connect fittings, and you would bring it down here, and you can see the way back there with the yellow plug hanging down. That's the quick connect there. Also, while we're at this slide out, see there's a hole here. If you go to the other side, on the other slide out, you'll see another one. So basically, I'm trying to see how I can look through here and show you where we're headed. Let me see here. It's close, but not quite. Bear with me. Okay. You can see right there, there is a shaft with a pin through it. Okay? That shaft with a pin through it controls the slide out on the opposite side. So you can take this crank right here, this one here. You can see it's got a cylinder, and then it's got a slot cut in it to accept the pin in the shaft, and you can crank the other slide out in. It takes a lot of cranking, but it's, you know, it will come in and go out that way. And on the other side of the trailer, you're going to find another little port here where you can actually control this one if you crank it. So these two slide outs can be operated manually in an emergency. Okay, your steps, you can adjust them, the legs according to the terrain you're on, just by pushing this right here and letting the legs up and down. Okay, this is your water heater. Now, the switches to control it are inside the trailer, except for there's a switch right here. Now, this switch controls the electric heating element that's behind this cover right here. So keep in mind there are switches inside, but this is a kind of a holdover switch, so it's redundant in a sense. So anyway, you have to turn it on in order to energize this. Okay. Never run it without water in the tank. You always got to make sure you got water in the tank. And this particular one works on electricity, which is what most people use, and also works on LP gas. The LP gas is, you know, you get a faster recovery with the gas because it's hotter, but then you have a limited supply of it. I can see if I can do this one. You got a limited supply of it, and excuse me, I've got bugs on my glasses here. So, okay, you have a limited supply of LP, so most people just use the electric to keep it warm. And then, if, let's say, a couple people are going to take showers in a row, then you could flip on the gas so you get faster recovery. That's a common way to use it. You have another crank here, which is a 3/4 inch crank, 3/4 inch 6-point. Okay. Let's look here. You got a 30-gallon LP tank here and one on the other side also. It's got an automatic changeover regulator, so you're going to open both of them up and they'll just switch automatically. Alright. So you got a docking light here, of course. Now I wired this with, you get two 27 series batteries. So they're wired together and they still output 12 volts. It just doubles the storage capacity. You have that because you have an inverter in this one, in this trailer. The inverter, obviously, the converter, which just about all trailers have, that converts AC to DC power. The inverter does the opposite. It inverts DC to AC power. So you go from 12 volt DC, which is regular battery current, to 110 AC. So they have that because the refrigerator inside is an AC refrigerator. And when you're pulling it down the road, you can actually invert the power. It'll be taking power from these batteries, and also your tow vehicle's alternator will be charging these batteries. So you can still keep your refrigerator cool when you're going down the road. When you plug it in at the campsite, the power converter will convert AC to DC power and keep these charged. I'm sorry. So okay, that's why you have two of them. Okay. This is the inverter right here, just so you know what this is. So that inverts from 12 volt DC to 110 AC. This is a water filter canister. Inside the trailer in one of the drawers is a filter and a wrench. If you're going to use the filter, make sure it only lasts a season, so you would put it in, well, let's say you would throw it away in the fall, right before you winterize the trailer, and then after you de-winterize in the spring, you'd put a new one in, so it'll last for the season. So it's a carbon block filter. It takes some of the solids out. It takes it helps with the mineral taste, and it'll get rid of chlorine and a lot of chemical taste also. Okay. This is your sprayer, of course, that we talked about. This is and it can hook up here also, just like it does on the other side. Now, these are you set your valves to set the water system. So you see you have drawings here of different positions of the valves. City water is the most common. City water means you'll hook your city water hose right up to here. You'll make sure you're in this position, so it'll be like this and that. So right now this is in city water business. So as soon as you turn the water on, it's going to send water to all the fixtures, and it'll work normally. Now, if you're going to a campground that doesn't have camping on the campsites, I'm sorry, that wouldn't make much sense, would it? So if you go to a campground that does not have plumbing on the campsites, you can fill the tank. See, there's a tank power fill. You would go in this position, and this city water hose will fill the fresh water tank. Then you can go to dry camping mode, which is like this. Yes, like that. And you turn on your water pump right there. There's also a switch inside, of course. And it'll draw water from your tank, and you'll be able to work all the plumbing just like you have city water, except it'll be drawn from your tank. Okay? And then you have a different position here to winterize the trailer, to sanitize. So those are all options. Now, this right here is your black tank flush. So the black tank has is for toilet water and waste, and so it has this thing here. You hook up the hose at the dump station, and you would turn it on, and you have to, like it says on the sticker, you have to have the black tank valve open, but you would turn it on and it'll spray out the inside of the black tank, clean off the sensors, that sort of thing. These are your valves here. You got two gray, 1 and 2, and a black. Gray is sink and shower water. Black is toilet water and waste. So basically you're going to dump the black first, then you'll use the gray tanks to wash the hose out, and then you would turn on the flush. Okay? Alright. There's a valve in here to turn your ice maker on and off. Let's see if he's got it open here. Yeah, right here. So that's where you turn your ice maker on and off. You'd shut it off. You don't want to get antifreeze in the ice maker, for example. So you would shut it off before you pump antifreeze into the system, for example. This is just storage here. There's the port I told you about to crank the other opposite slide out. This is the second way to get water to the fresh water tank. So there's two ways you can fill it. You can fill it this way or using the water dock up front that I showed you. Now you also have a fresh water drain here. You can see a white gate valve. That's right there. You got a 50 amp 30-foot cord with reducers. Okay. This housing tells us it's pre-wired for a backup camera, and you have a ladder, so you'll be able to get on the roof and inspect it regularly. The manufacturer states every 90 days, so somebody needs to go up there every 90 days and look around at the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation, make sure the roof vents or the roofing material wasn't damaged by low branches, things like that. Just give it a good inspection. If you see an issue, take care of it immediately. All right. So as we go in here, this is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. So if it goes off, you take everybody outside, shut the gas off, figure out what's going on. It should always be green like it is. And if not, get it serviced. Also, if it beeps slowly, it's telling you your battery's low. So it's a low battery alert also. This is a GFCI plug. There's two of them in this trailer, I'm sure. All the plugs in the trailer, even the one on the outside, is wired through a GFCI, so you'd reset it at one of the two that are inside. Okay. This is your thermostat. It has two zones. You just switch through the mode and the system buttons. First you pick what zone, and then you switch through the different, furnace, fan, which is the air conditioner running without the compressor, cool, which is the air conditioner. Try to always use the fan on auto when they give you an option. That's the best way to do it. So also you have this remote here, which is for this power fan here up on the roof. It's got a power lid on it, or cover, and different speeds, so that's all handled from there. You see it just opened up actually when I turn it on, like so. It does have a vent cover over it also. Let me shut it off here. Okay, alright, so going up here a little bit to the control panel. This sticker is telling us it's wired for a solar panel. This is where the controller would go. So if you were to punch a hole here, you'd find the wires back there to do that. This is for your panel fan, your ceiling fan right there. There's a remote for an app for this this controller, so that's where you would get that. So you have all the typical camping stuff here. Battery's charged, fresh water has a third in it, black is empty, gray 1, gray 2. They graduate up in 1/3 increments, okay? This is the Wi-Fi Ranger. I'll come to that in 1 second. Let me, to turn your water heater on electric, you do this. Remember I told you there's a second switch on the outside of the lower left-hand corner of the water heater. Also to light it on gas, you do that. To turn on your water pump, to pump water in your fresh tank, and to winterize the trailer, you do it there. Remember I showed you there was a second pump switch outside in the water dock. You have heating pads on this, so you can extend your camping season by heating up your storage tanks. And basically it has a pad on it, and then it has another one at the elbow by the valve, so you turn that on right there. Okay, your slide outs, 3 slide outs and 2 awnings. Okay, never leave the awning out unattended, always roll it in when you're not going to be there. Then you have all your lights here, of course. Now the Wi-Fi Ranger is a signal booster for public Wi-Fi. That's its main function. So it's turned on right now. So in order for you to see it and your family to see it from their devices, phones or tablets, whatever, you would look in your Wi-Fi section for Tenton 8290, and that's you. So you set up passwords to log on there automatically, right? Then if you go into a browser and you go to this address here, you're able to see everything the Wi-Fi Ranger sees. There's the temporary password right there, change me now, 8290. Obviously you're going to set your own password. But then you'll be able to see everything that the Wi-Fi Ranger sees. So you would pick out the public Wi-Fi, campground Wi-Fi. If there's a passcode or a password, you'll type that in to get access to it. And so the idea is all of your phones and tablets will automatically hook up to the Wi-Fi Ranger. The Wi-Fi Ranger, by the way, is on the roof. It's a good one. And so your family's devices will hook up to the Wi-Fi Ranger automatically. and then you just have to go with you know, let's say your phone or tablet in the browser, go to this address, and then you can connect the Wi-Fi Ranger to the public Wi-Fi. Now this also has a feature where you can use a SIM card, and you would use you know, you would pay an extra fee from your you know, wherever you're getting your cell service from, but that's a whole different thing, and there's obviously a monthly fee for it and all that. The Wi-Fi booster is free. Okay, all right. So this is your griddle I told you about that hangs on the outside, and this is the Quick Connect LP line here, and that is the rack that it hangs on. Okay, I got to pick up the pace here because I've got limited time here on for this before it starts a new file. So this is to basically, this monitor goes in your tow wheel with you, and you can sense it'll sense how much air pressure is in your tires, and also the temperature of the hub. So the temperature and pressure. Okay. Down here, now there's a remote control for each one of these, but the fireplace works on 110 AC, and you can change the picture of the appearance of the flame. You can set the timer for it to turn on when you want, like early in the morning to take the chill out, something like that. You can set the temperature, fan speed, all that stuff. And it runs on 110 AC, so you're not using up your propane. This plays discs here, CDs and DVDs. It'll also stream off USB. It also has Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly with your phone or tablet. It has 3 speaker zones, 1, 2, and 3. 1 is this room, 2 is the bedroom, 3 is outside. Zone 3, which is Z3 here, the source and the volume can be set separately on that from the inside. So you could be watching a video in here and listening to the radio outside if you want, using the same unit. So you would push Z3 to set the volume and source for Zone 3. Okay. Also has AM FM radio and everything that goes with an AM FM radio, presets and all that. And this HDMI is an in. So if you wanted to go in the system with anything, with a game machine to use for a rainy weekend to keep kids busy, for example, you could just set it right here, plug it in, and go straight into the system this way. Okay. TV works like any other TV. You get storage behind here, of course. Keep in mind, see how this is green here? That's the signal booster for the digital antenna. You can shut it off, but you always want it on when you're using the antenna, because if not, you won't be able to get a good picture. It'll be all pixelated, and it'll break up and freeze up and all that stuff. So, okay, your sofa, you pull the cushions off, grab it down here, fold it out. It's a 3-panel hide-a-bed. You got some theater seats here. Okay. Okay. I told you have a 110 AC refrigerator, right? Keep in mind you want to lock it into place with this gizmo here. There's a threaded portion right there, and you can thread this right into it, and it holds all 4 doors shut when you're traveling so they don't swing open and get dented. Microwave works like any other microwave. This is the vent hood. So if you turn the fan on, there's a vent cover outside. So there are baffles in there, and so you have to push up the 2 latches on it so the baffle flaps freely when you're using the fan. Otherwise, it won't vent to the outside. So you always keep it shut except when you're venting. Okay, and it has a light and a fan, of course. This works like any other camp stove, but this is the sparker. Turns clockwise. You got 3 burners and 3 knobs. So you lit it right there. Now the oven is a little different. Here at the bottom, all the way to the back, is a pilot light. I think I can spark it so you can see it there. Okay, so what you do is you go to the oven knob, you go to the pilot light, you depress it and keep it depressed. You spark this by turning it clockwise till the pilot light down here lights, and after it does, you hold this in for another 10 seconds or so, and then go to operating temperature. Now the thing is, when you shut off the gas, the pilot light goes out too, so you got to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. This is just a pantry here, nice size pantry. These Flagstaffs are so well thought out and designed. It's very impressive. So, okay, so let's go up the steps in the bathroom. The only thing unique about this, well, you have a remote for your power fan, which is just like the one in the main room. The toilet, of course, you have to have chemical in it and water. So the black tank's directly below. So when you get in here at the campsite, you throw 1 dose of chemical in there, step on the pedal, and let about a gallon of water swirl into the tank, and you're all set. You can never use it dry. You always have to have water or chemical in it, okay? The other thing to note about this is the water miser, shower miser. It's a recirculating system. It just sends the water around in a loop from here to the water heater in a continuous loop till it heats up. After it heats up, you have it like this. After it heats up, this will turn a vivid blue, I believe. They change colors. I think this one turns a deep, vivid blue. You'll be able to tell anyway. It'll be when you're looking at it. That's telling you the water's hot, and you can just switch it and use it like a normal shower. The idea is if you're in a drought area, you're not just sending water, good fresh water down the drain while you're heating it up. And not only that, you have limited storage in your gray tank, so you're not sending water into the gray tank, using up your storage that you don't need to. Because like I said, it circulates the water around in a loop. So I want to tell you that there in the packet in the drawer, there's information on everything I'm telling you about. Plus, you can always go to manufacturers' websites and look at their product videos. That's an easy way to get good information. So that's the water miser or shower miser. Yeah, shower miser. Okay. All right. So let me look around here. There should be a. Let me see here. Yeah, there's the second GFCI right there. Okay. I'm just about running out of time here. Let me pick it up. We're getting close. So you have a second air conditioner up here. This is zone 2, of course. You can hang, there's a backer plate. You can hang a bracket there with a TV. This is pre-plumbed for washer dryer combo. You have to remove these. It depends on how you set it up, side by side, or it's up to you. But anyway, it'll hold a washer and a dryer combo. And then you have more wardrobe storage over here. The bed picks up, and there's storage underneath it here, like so. Okay, and that about covers it. That's your emergency escape window. You just push the latch all the way through, and then you would grab a hold of the screen, this tab here, and pull it, and the screen will come out. Okay. So, I guess that covers it now. So, first I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Second of all, I want to remind you, as I always do with everybody, you need to inspect the roof every 90 days. People don't inspect the roof enough, so you want to do that regularly. Odds are you won't find any issues for a long, long time, but you just don't know. So that's why you're looking to protect to make sure your trailer is nice and dry forever. And like I said, you're not just checking the seals, but you're also checking the roofing material, the vent covers, to make sure a low branch or flying road debris didn't damage it or something like that, okay? Okay, thank you very much.